Shout out to everybody. We back. I had to do like entertainment, like battle rap blog, but we back into political arena to see what has been going on in the news. Like, first of all, I do want to say shout out to Devory Darkins. I see what you're doing with your channel. Your channel has been blowing up. You got about 618,000 subscribers. We appreciate all of the hard work and everything you're doing in the political arena. Shout out to you. But let's get to some of the news. So he's got one of the videos before we get to Joy Reid and everything. MSNBC dealt I can't say that word on YouTube, blow after ratings nosedive post-election. You know what I'm saying? Let's listen to what he said.
Here is Joy Reid is down 54%. Stephanie Rule down 67%. CNN will axe top stars and layoffs that will see hundreds fired as ratings continue to tank. They could literally save $40 million a year if they got rid of these people.
I think it's also kind of weird too. Remember when The View was talking about social media needs to be censored? They are crazy. Like legacy media, I think, are suffering like tremendously because the views are down, ratings are down, you know, and they're trying to figure out a way to get out of this. And I think people are just waking up and seeing what's going on with y'all. It's as simple as that. You know, like how many times have you seen the biasness on MSNBC, on CNN, on CBS? Like people are like, they know what's going on. You know, and, you know, Fox News obviously biased to the right. You know what I'm saying? It's a right-wing network. But y'all have so many different people trying to compete with each other, right? So you got all of these different stations, right, that are super left-wing. They're trying to compete for ratings, you know? So whereas Fox News, it just got Fox News, really what it is. And you may have a couple people like Candace Owens that's outside of that. Devory Darkinson, like a lot of independent media, but there's a lot of major media that is left-wing media. So when you have like people like Joy Reid and they're competing across the board with all of the big left-wing media. And then you got like the late shows, you see what I'm saying? The Jimmy, you know, like all of that, right? So it's all, I mean, sorry, the Steve Colbert and like those type of shows. So it's so much, you know, competition. They end up being super ultra left, you know, and I think people are watching that and viewing that and just taking a step back like, yo, this media, something is wrong with it. Let's start looking at alternative media, independent media. And that's why I think a lot of independent media is taking off. And like Devory Darkins got 300,000 subscribers in like a month. In a month. You know, because people are tired of this, and he's not always right with his opinions, but people are so tired of listening to legacy media. It is ridiculous, which y'all like try to push on people, you know. So I don't know. Let's see if y'all can't hit the like button, double tap the screen. We got to break into the algorithm. I appreciate y'all.
Okay, so common sense wins again, as it's being reported that MSNBC and their ratings have nosedived, especially after the election where Trump had a historic win, and also CNN is planning to lay off a good chunk of their organization, including the major anchors that you are seeing on the TV who are
Yo, he be doing blogs like sick on vacation, like he don't care. He gotta get to the money.
Obviously deranged. Let's start with MSNBC. Now, what the numbers are saying here is Joy Reid is down 54%. I would expect that to happen because besides Rachel Maddow, who I could see why people would listen to her because she's been in the game for so long, right? I think she really resonates with those far left progressives. But Joy Reid, she's as racist as you can get on TV, okay? So that makes total sense. Another person I want to bring up is Alex Wagner. I think she's as fake as they come as well. Stephanie Rule down 67%. Yep, I could see why that would be as well. Listen, we knew this was going to happen one way or another. It just was about when it was going to happen, and now it's happening. So what does this mean? Well, apparently that next step would be to sell off MSNBC. Now, this was actually reported on Halloween, but because of all of the attention people had for the election, it kind of went under the radar. But if we circle back on here, here is the statement from the president. NBC parent Comcast is exploring spinning of its struggling cable networks business, including left-leaning MSNBC. President Mike Kavanaugh said Thursday. Kavanaugh revealed during the third quarter earnings call that the media giant is mulling the creation of a new, well-capitalized company owned by our shareholders. And
I want to show y'all this before we get into all this, just to get, you know, the information that's in the title out as fast as possible to people that may be watching the replay. So shout out to Tiffany Fong is her name. So Elon Musk, I think, want to clap them cheeks. Like, it is what it is. Elon been like super promoting this girl, but she ended up posting, which we talked about it in different blogs, but I just want to bring more attention to it. So they're saying that Kamala Harris, because you know she's like $20 million in debt, and she had raised about $1 billion to get elected, which is crazy. Like, y'all women was sending mad money to her. And she ended up spending the campaign money on celebrities. And people were wondering, like, yo, why are these celebrities popping up out of nowhere super supporting her? Because they were getting paid. Beyonce took $10 million as a payment from donors. And we're gonna play the video of Fox News talking about it. $10 million is what she was paid. Meg Thee Stallion, that performance that she had, $5 million. This is literally insane. You know what I mean? And then you got Lizzo. She was paid $2.3 million. Lizzo, you paid her 2.3. All right, whatever. And then Eminem tried to sell us out for $1.8 million. You know what I mean? He was a proponent of the party that was trying to fight against free speech. That is not a lie. That is not nothing like that. You know, we got the videos. I could run the videos of Kamala Harris saying that Twitter needs to be taken down because it's not government regulated. Like, I could play the videos, and I will play the videos right after. I could do it right now just to, you know what I'm saying? Like this ain't, I'm not lying about this. Hillary Clinton is saying the same thing. Like, listen to what she's saying.
But if the platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. And it's not just the social and psychological effects, it's real harm.
So I'm playing it so, you know, everybody know I'm not like making that up.
He has lost his privileges and it should be taken down. And the bottom line is that you can't say that you have one rule for Facebook and you have a different rule for Twitter. The same rule has to apply, which is that there has to be a responsibility that is placed on these social media sites to understand their power. They are directly speaking to millions and millions of people without any level of oversight or regulation.
And this is why Donald Trump is coming out with trying to fight for free speech. And we're going to go back up to like showing you guys what I was talking about, but I just want to let y'all see this.
We just don't have a free country. It's as simple as that. If this most fundamental right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties will topple. Just like dominoes, one by one, they'll go down. That's why today I'm announcing my plan to shatter the left-wing censorship regime and to reclaim the right to free speech for all Americans. And
he goes like deep into detail about how he's going to do that. So shout out to Donald Trump. But, you know, like Eminem, like you got this party that's against free speech and you were paid $1.8 million. Remember when you were coming up? Right? You were coming up and you couldn't say everything you wanted to say because of the speech being censored. And you would complain about that in your music. And you get up there on the podium, you get paid $1.8 million to advocate for a party. And John Kerry of the Democratic Party is saying that social media and free speech is a problem. John Kerry is saying that. So you're getting up here and you're advocating for a party that is doing this because you got $1.8 million. How much money do you have, Eminem? Probably a lot. Did you really need $1.8 million that bad to do that? That's ridiculous, bro. Super ridiculous. But yeah, Eminem was paid $1.8 million to do that, like quick speech campaign money. These are celebrities. But y'all couldn't trick the American people. The American people just, you know, we thought about like, what are our grocery prices? How much has rent become? How much has mortgage become? How much is buying a house now? What are the interest rates? How was the interest rates during this administration? Like, people have like real concerns. And y'all just being celebrities ain't cutting it no more. You know, but let's listen to what they got to say about this.
Over these numbers. 10 million.
And then somebody also said, imagine if she were running our country. She's this bad with money. She's $20 million in debt off of vendors and like paying all of these people. Like, and then y'all wanted to give her latitude to control like our finances. Like, no, bro. Like, but let's listen to this.
Over these numbers. $10 million for Beyonce to step up and back Kamala Harris publicly. $5 million for Megan Thee Stallion. $3 million for Lizzo.
Is that not crazy to y'all? That, to me, that is super crazy. Hit the like button. That is super. We got 2,800 views in here already. Shout out to y'all. Hopefully we can get upwards of 60,000 plus again. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the emojis, the hearts. I don't see nobody doing it. You got confetti, you got emojis, you got all of that, the 100s. But this is ridiculous. Like, they got to say this.
1.8 million for Eminem. I mean, is that normally how it goes? You spend 20 million, you get yourself in debt to try to get a...
That's crazy.
Prize of our strong portfolio of cable network.
And we might end up seeing like more videos of that, but because they want to play music, I got to kind of stop that.
Cable networks include MSNBC, CNBC, Bravo E, Sci-Fi, USA Network, and Oxygen True Crime. Now, there are 3 reasons why I believe this was going to happen regardless. Number one, they're too far left. Okay. They have zero common sense baked into their product. I mean, at some point you have to tell the truth, and they've been reluctant to tell the truth. What they do is they are all in on propaganda.
It's a pure Project 2025 in miniature in Florida, and that kind of extreme, sort of extremist, right-wing, fascist type government in Florida, does that make it a more attractive place?
And sooner or later, even your own base starts to get annoyed, especially when it results in a catastrophic loss, like in this election. So it isn't just happening with these major networks, it's also happening with influencers. I think everything is down for people on the left because they sold their base this idea that because Trump is so bad, he was never going to get elected, but then he did.
So I think, and I've said this all along, and you and I have had this conversation, I think this race has been very stable since she got in the race. And I've said that I thought she had a 3 or 4 point advantage nationally, and I think there's a poll out today, Marist poll out today, that shows her up 4. I think that's been the case. What has complicated it, and what I think people have misread and then misled, is...
Shout out to Ann, I see you in the chat now.
All of this crap polls, corrupting crap polls. GOP has flooded the zone. They put 17 polls...
And said, the fact Beyonce got 10 million just to talk for 4 minutes is a trip. Yeah, exactly. That's how they... This is ridiculous, bro. Imagine what they could have spent $10 million on.
Out today, the GOP, to try to say that Trump's going to win.
The other reason is they don't invite people who have opposing views onto their networks. When's the last time you've seen a conservative on MSNBC? Never, right? They're not going to do that.
But we're not going to act like, but Trump did like try to pay, who was it? 50 Cent, I think it was. Like, I think he offered him like $2 million or something like that. I think he talked about it on The Breakfast Club. And so Anthony Scott said Trump offered, he said he offered $3 million for an endorsement. Yeah, so I mean, like they'll do that. But $10 million is crazy, bro.
They don't want anybody or anything countering what their narrative is. And for some reason, and whoever's in charge is...
But you gotta think like 50 Cent will be performing and all of that. Like, I mean, that's low key like his fee for all of that. But you know, still, like, it's still crazy. Like, they spend way too much money on celebrities. It's ridiculous.
Delusional, because the one thing that people pay attention to today is discourse. They want to see 2 opposing views so they can make up their own mind. Okay, so really quick, if you're getting value from this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you want raises. The 2 already boast salaries of $7 million and $3 million. Let me just stop here.
Joining me now is best-selling author of The War on the West, Douglas Murray. Douglas, we will get to Trump's red wave shortly, but let's start with President Joe Biden's performance in recent days. Here he is yesterday, dodging reporters' questions and trying to stay upright.
Mr. President, what are you going to say to Trump on Wednesday? Mr. President, what are you going to talk with Trump on Wednesday?
Rita, chill, Rita.
And earlier today, he was asked this reasonable question by a reporter from Israel's Channel 13. Listen to his response.
President Biden, do you think that you can get a hostage deal by the end of your term?
You think you can get hit in the head by a camera behind you?
Douglas?
Are you serious? Did y'all hear that?
Mr. President, what are you going to talk with Trump on Wednesday?
And earlier today, he was asked this reasonable question by a reporter from Israel's Channel 13. Listen to his response.
President Biden, do you think that you can get a hostage deal by the end of your term?
You think you can get hit in the head by a camera behind you?
Douglas, that's a somewhat bizarre answer to a very reasonable question. What do you make of that?
Well, I mean, you just have to remind yourself that only a few months back, the Democrats were all trying to pretend that this was a president on peak form who had another 4 and a bit years left in him. It should be a reminder. I mean, things have moved very fast in the past few months. It should be a reminder of just how foolish the Democrat Party seem to think the American public are. Why do they think that people couldn't see this? Why do they think that we can't see it now? Why did papers like the New York Times hide this from the American public? Why did Kamala Harris hide it from the American public? Why did Nancy Pelosi, Dr. Jill Biden, Chuck Schumer, and all the rest of them try to hide this from the general public? It's been excruciating in recent years, particularly in the past year. And yet, this is a political party that thought that they could run this guy again. And it's very sad to see. I've said to you before, Rita, you know, it's laughable and tragic. But really, the Democrats should have a look at themselves, even before getting to the Kamala disaster, and say, what
happened with Melania Trump?
Now we have Joe Biden getting the cold shoulder from Kamala Harris. They didn't even look at each other, crack a joke, smile, anything.
Harris campaign raised $1 billion, is in the red. We will never know where that money got spent.
Oh, is it true that they paid you $1 million for the endorsement for Kamala?
If this is how she's going to spend her donors' dollars, imagine what she would have done with our taxes.
That's a fact.
All right, so the truth is continuing to be exposed. Now we have Jill Biden getting the cold shoulder from Kamala Harris. Then you have Melania Trump rejecting Jill Biden's invitation to the White House for tea. And then now the scandal is intensifying on what happened with the $1 billion that Kamala used during the campaign. Well, now we know who she paid. Why don't we start with Jill Biden?
Yeah, I ain't about to be doing all this music. What are you talking about? All right, she's sitting there. We ain't doing all that.
Task Force, National Capital Region.
Now, it's possible that everybody is reading into this, but it's also possible that Jill Biden clearly has zero respect for anybody after what they did to her husband, right? They put the screws to him, forced him out of the race, then handed the nomination to Kamala Harris. I mean,
hey, Daniel Brown. I ended up even like deleting that like battle rap blog, bro. Like I'm just sticking in to entertainment for a minute, like, and you know, politics. I deleted that crap.
If I was in her shoes, I definitely would be bitter too and hurt. Clearly. Secondly, you saw that Kamala Harris was shaking everybody's hand except Joe Biden. They didn't even look at each other, crack a joke, smile.
Hold on, somebody said they take my lives away. No, I deleted it. So I did a reaction to Whack 100. Shout out to Whack 100, right? He's like the games manager. The game is like a rapper. And so he had Hitman Holla and Averb on, and like he's got it to where like even if you react to it, like he hits you with a copyright and he takes the money. So then you gotta file an appeal. And I mean, you're gonna win the appeal, but it takes like 30 days, and it's just like I don't want to deal with that, bro. I just deleted the video. It's not even worth it.
Anything. It's as if they don't even know they're sitting next to each other. So I guess make of that what you will. But it's fascinating that we're finally seeing Kamala Harris come out from the shadows after her landslide defeat. Oh,
And if I gotta wait like 30 days for like I'll just delete it, bro. It ain't even worth all that.
Shouldn't say landslide. Because
but shout out to YouTube. They ended up they're about to send me my plaque. I already filled out everything, so they're sending a plaque. So it's shout out to everybody. Like I'm gonna probably put it like right here. You know what I mean? I appreciate all y'all for the support because I would not have done that like without y'all. Shout out to Noah.
Because I guess now the left is freaking out about those words too. But Kamala Harris isn't the only person that is getting humiliated here. Jill Biden continued to get humiliated when Melania Trump rejected her invitation to meet with her at the White House over tea. Okay, so this was published by multiple outlets. This one is from New York Post. Melania Trump declines to meet with Jill Biden at White House, citing Mar-a-Lago raid. Now, before I go any further, you guys know exactly what's going on here. And if you were Melania Trump...
Hold on. Melania Trump declines to meet with Jill Biden at White House, citing Mar-a-Lago raid. Source. Melania Trump declines an offer to head to the White House Wednesday and meet with Jill Biden, citing the Biden administration's raid on Mar-a-Lago as part of the federal government's investigation into classified documents. She ain't going, a source familiar with Melanie's decision told the Post. Jill Biden's husband authorized the FBI snooping through her... Yo, I can't even say that. Y'all see that. The Bidens are disgusting, the source said. Hey, they gonna be in the White House one way or another. She ain't got to go right now. And she already, they didn't have 4 years in there. You know, so she already know what it's about. She ain't about to go and do no photo ops with some people that just sent the FBI at their house. Like, I ain't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm with her on that. Like, Melanie, I'm not about to meet with you. Like, you crazy. Nah. When we get in the White House is when I'm going. Like, all of this, super political, the pictures, y'all is wow, I ain't messing with y'all right now.
Choose. You might be able to agree with her on this because...
And then, Slayer 777 says she disrespected Trump, and now you want me to meet with T? Yeah, exactly. That's crazy. Noah says, shout out to you, Noah, for being a member. I appreciate you. Sarah Elizabeth said Trump doesn't have to pay for endorsements. He tried to pay 50 Cent. He did. 50 Cent went on a Breakfast Club and he said that. He don't have to do it, but he did. And I mean, he had what he calls earned media, different podcasts, like PBD and Valuetainment. I think that's what they call it, Valuetainment. He had Joe Rogan and people he called earned media or what's his name? I think one that was really effective is Aiden Ross. A lot of people think, oh, Aiden Ross, he's got his fan base is crazy. He can go live. He got one of them iShow Speed, Kai Cenat type fan bases. He could literally go live and you will see him get 20, 30,000 subscribers in one live. It took me a month to get 30,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? He got it he can get that in a day. Not even a whole day. That's how much reach he has. And his demographics, he's got people that are 18 plus watching him too. So if he's having Trump on there, people like that, I mean, I think that all helps. And I think Trump was more of a grassroots movement. And I think another thing that ended up hurting, the Kamala Harris administration is just the price, food prices and everything is too high. And she's admitting it. And she had a plan to do something about it. She just didn't vocalize that. She was more focused on tearing Trump down instead. Because if she would have focused more on a plan, I think people would have been yo, all right, this plan is actually dope. But the problem with her is it's yo, all right, we hear you, but let's keep it all the way real. You not you in office, y'all in office right now, y'all not doing nothing about it. So I think either way she would have been messed up. So I think she relied heavily on entertainers, and it didn't work out for her.
Is how are you going to come up in my house, look through all my personal belongings when you're just looking for some documents? No apology, no acknowledgement, no, hey, now that the case was dropped and there was no wrongdoing, no public recognition of the damage that was done. So Melania Trump isn't going to play these games, okay? And I don't blame her for doing that. I mean, at this point, tradition is pretty much out the window, okay? What the Democratic Party did to Joe Biden, the last 4 years in this country. The lying, the gaslighting, the propaganda through MSDNC. I mean, at this point, tradition is out the window. I mean, It is what it is. And we can blame both sides. It doesn't really matter, but we are where we are. And so I don't really blame Melania Trump for giving Jill Biden the cold shoulder, just like Kamala Harris did. So if we read this, it says she ain't going. A source familiar with Melania's decision told the Post Jill Biden's husband authorized the FBI snooping through her underwear drawer. The Bidens are disgusting. Jill Biden isn't someone Melania needs to meet. Now, Melania visited the White House following her husband's 2016 election win and received a tour from then First Lady Michelle Obama. After Trump lost his re-election bid in 2020, he failed to invite the Bidens to the White House before the Democrat officially assumed office, breaking the decades-old tradition. So there you go. The FBI raided Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence in August 2022, in its probe of the 45th president's withholding of classified White House documents. So it's probably not a good week for Jill Biden, right? I mean, number one, you got Kamala Harris giving you the cold shoulder. You guys looking like you're about to cut each other's throats. Then the former first lady, now the next first lady, again, Melania Trump, she won't meet with you. Joe Biden clearly is on the outside of the entire Democratic Party. Your husband was embarrassed when he went on to that debate stage and then they forced him out of the race. I mean, it's really not a good time for Joe Biden. All right, so if you guys are getting value from this video, please.
Harris had a private lunch.
Let's hear Peter Doocy question KJP at the White House about Kamala Harris coming back to the White House and meeting with Joe Biden.
We know that today, a week after the election, President Biden and Vice President Harris had a private lunch. How awkward was that?
I don't even understand. Why would it be awkward?
Because the president got squeezed out for her, and then she kept him at arm's length, and then she lost, and now she's back.
Why would you characterize it as awkward? They have regular lunches. They meet and talk regularly. Why would you call it awkward?
Weirdness about the way that things have unfolded.
Did you see them? Did you see them together yesterday as well, when they honored our veterans and were together during the day, making sure that we didn't forget the brave men and women that fought for this country? Did you see them together yesterday? Did you see the show of force together? This is. Look, I'm not even going to take the premise of the question. What I will say is the president and the vice president had lunch today. They've had lunch many times. They communicate with each other regularly. They had an opportunity to discuss the last 70 days or so of this administration, how important it is to get things done for the American people. And that's their focus. That is genuinely their focus. Yes,
thank you, Corinne. On his prayer with President.
Okay, so they communicate with each other regularly. Okay, yeah, that's what the results say. Sure. I mean, that's why Joe Biden was contradicting her during her campaign. Makes total sense. Every step of the way, he's there, right? She was last person in the room. He's been the last person in the room. Got it. God, they just think we're that stupid, okay? If you just pay attention and really do the research, you'll see that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris probably don't really speak to each other that often, okay? This is a president who hasn't even spoken to Nancy Pelosi. His staffers hate her staffers. I mean, we're not that dumb. And speaking of the fact that people are not that stupid, when you raise $1 billion and you go into debt by $20 million, the number one question is, what did you do with the money? Well, now it's being actually confirmed who was paid what. Listen to this.
We learned two things about Kamala this election. She's good at raising money and she's good at blowing it. One campaign source said people were concerned about their own financial issues, not Oprah telling them America won't exist. But it worked out nicely for Oprah. She got her friend Kamala to pay her $1 million to interview her in September. $1 million. Now, if she thought she was saving democracy.
Yeah, Oprah said that didn't happen. I don't know. What do y'all think?
She should have done it for free.
Let me see something. Oh, well, that's at least working. Yo, my computer acting like mad strange, bro.
And will host President-elect Trump.
Anytime I talk about politics, it acts strange.
At the White House tomorrow. Don't expect to see Melania there. The incoming First Lady is expected to skip her meeting with outgoing First Lady Jill Biden.
Never any other time.
A New York Post source says yes, claiming that it stems from the FBI's raid of the Trumps.
Melania Trump declines to meet with Joe Biden at the White House, citing Mar-a-Lago raid source. Quote, she ain't going. Joe Biden's husband authorized the FBI snooping through her underwear drawer. Oh, God. The Bidens are disgusting, end quote. Well,
I'm not mad at that comment, man. Like, if she feel like that, she feel like that. Shout out to her.
If they literally, sanction that small detail, like, sure, go through the panties. I understand why she feels the way she does. I think women are more.
Yo, what y'all be doing? Like, hold on, what y'all be doing to my computer, bro? You know what you talking about? Why is it every time? Like, it this don't happen no other time than when I start talking about politics. What y'all be like, bro? It be that serious? Like, yeah, come on. Come on. Never had no. I could talk about anything. I don't be having no. As soon as I talk about politics, a $3,000 computer is giving me problems. Every time. Like, nah, bro. Let's keep it
private
real
about their underwear than men are.
What
like,
y'all doing?
you know,
it's getting annoying.
If I was Trump at Mar-a-Lago and I found out the FBI went through my drawers, I'm not going to care. But women are a little bit different.
I don't care.
Florida home.
It's
Now, the
ridiculous.
source familiar with Melania's decision telling the Post, quote, she ain't going. Joe Biden's husband authorized the FBI snooping through her underwear drawer. The Bidens are disgusting. Now, Melania Trump released this video about the raid back in September. Watch.
I never imagined my privacy would be invaded by the government here in America.
She reminds me of Arnold Schwarzenegger in that she's been here this long, but never lost the accent. Now, I had heard something about Arnold, about him being very prideful of his.
Yeah, and then people be saying that, like y'all, like, bro, what is y'all doing? Like, I don't care no more. What is y'all doing? Why is Trump this big of a problem? Like, on social media, like, why? Like, what is y'all doing? I'm not stupid. I don't have no problems until I talk about this dude.
Austrian roots, and that may have
sorry, like this, like I ain't dumb. I know what's going on.
Because he wanted to be, you know,
I just really don't like him
rather than just an American. That could have been her thing
annoying.
Too. But I've noticed that I don't know where she's from, but I noticed that there are certain people that come here and they don't lose their accent. However, I remember dating a chick that was from Albania. Hairiest chick I ever dealt with. I remember when
not bad, y'all.
So she looked good though, but
bro, it's like when that, like, y'all don't have. It's whenever I talk about him, it's a problem. Like if I'm like, if I do something like I ain't saying YouTube and I'm just saying, like, if I say something favorable to Kamala, the views, you know what I'm saying, on different platforms or whatever, the views be going crazy. Like, but the second, like, your computer start acting up, like, let me show y'all something real quick. Hold on real quick. Let me show y'all. Y'all not gonna believe me, right? Whatever. Like, I'm telling you, when I start talking about Trump, I don't know what it is. Like, this computer is like $3,200, right? Because, you know, I game and all that too, right? I talk about Trump, the mouse start acting up, like bro, I didn't win. This is a $400. I'm not telling you to buy it, don't buy it. This is a $400, you know what I'm saying, keyboard. You know what I'm saying, for the computer. Just a keyboard. And this is giving me problems. Like, come on, bro. Like, I don't have no problems until I talk about this dude. What is this? So I'm like overbuying stuff to where like I can't have no problems like one time. This is crazy.
I ended up running into
this is like $100.
5 years after dealing with her.
Mouse don't want to work. Oh, like, come on, stop playing, bro.
Accent was gone. Took me a few times. So I was like, wait a minute, your accent's gone. And I remember you having an accent. Some people lose it. Some people keep it. Some people's it kind of gets.
Somebody said like faint. And stuff been acting weird.
The FBI
I don't know what's going
in
on.
Florida and searched through my personal belongings.
I'm on like so while I'm talking to y'all and everything, I'm on like another like site, like looking stuff up to put it over. It ain't working. Like, come on, bruh. I cannot wait until this dude gets in office, bro. So he can find out what is going on. Like, what are they doing? You know what I mean? Like, I need to know. Like, shout out to Trump. I cannot wait for him to get in there.
Is not just my story. It serves as a warning to all Americans.
Nah, it ain't the internet. The internet be cool. It be like, bro, you got to understand. I didn't switch computers talking about him. Like, everything works fine until I talk about this dude. It's a problem. I'm like, all right, I'm going to mitigate this problem. I'm overpaying for everything so I could talk about him. And it's just like, it's problem after problem after problem. Things be like, nah, bro. I could literally go live all day long and talk about Diddy. All day long. Won't have one issue. The second I talk about this dude, like, things ain't working. Like, it's like, come on, bruh. Daniel Brown, shout out to you with the donation. Said hit the 3 dots at the top of the screen so you can hit the likes and the lives. Like, shout out to you. I cannot wait till he finds out what's going on. And like, look, he knows something going on, bro. Let me see if I can find it.
Have free speech, then we just don't
Elon low-key be telling y'all what be going on.
Don't have a free country. It's as simple as that. If this most fundamental right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties will topple, just like dominoes, one by one. They'll go down.
I'm going to say this. They tried, like, bruh. They try everything not to get him elected. Like, you would go on like search engines. I don't care. Y'all can get mad. Like, you would, like, all of them. You would type in how do I vote for Trump? It's pulling up Kamala Harris. Go on. Like, Elon Musk is literally showing you on Twitter. Like, it's like, come on, like something like, bruh. Like this George Orwell stuff. Like, we have, I cannot wait for him to get in office, bro. I cannot wait. I'm so tired of all of this.
Today, I'm announcing my plan to shatter the left-wing censorship regime and to reclaim the right to free speech for all Americans. And reclaim is a very important word in this case because they've taken it away. In recent weeks, bombshell reports have confirmed that a sinister group of deep state bureaucrats, Silicon Valley tyrants, left-wing activists, and depraved corporate news.
Shout out to Joyanne Malat with the $3 donation. Appreciate you. Christopher said, I honestly thought it was going to be closer election than it was because of the media. Yeah, they were like heavily like swinging left. But like, bro, we was tired of, bro, you got to think like, and I'm going to say this, like they was trying to stop, like on a lot of platforms was trying to stop like independent like people from talking. Like it was like me seeing that, like it was so crazy, bro. Like I didn't realize how on him they were, you know what I mean? And how things, you know, like if you try to talk about like how you can get like silenced, like I didn't realize that. And y'all like seen what was happening with me and everything. Like I didn't care. I was willing to lose everything because we had to get him elected, bro. You know what I'm saying? We had to talk about him as much as we could. You know, I try to keep it fair, you know, but bro, like this censorship is ridiculous. Like super this is this ain't China. Like, come on, like, and then like a lot of creators of social, like they see what's going on, bruh. This is crazy. This is literally crazy.
Media have been conspiring to manipulate and silence the American people. They have collaborated to suppress vital information on everything from elections to public health. The censorship cartel must be dismantled and destroyed, and it must happen immediately. And here's my plan. First, within hours of my inauguration, I will sign an executive order banning any federal department or agency from colluding with any organization, business, or person to censor, limit, categorize, or impede the lawful speech of American citizens. I will then ban federal money from being used to label domestic speech as mis- or disinformation. And I will begin the process of identifying and firing every federal bureaucrat who has engaged in domestic censorship, directly or indirectly, whether they are the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Health, Human Services, the FBI, the DOJ, no matter who they are. Second, I will order...
Bro, we couldn't even find, like, Donald Trump and Joe Rogan's interview. He had 30 million views on the internet. We can't find... And the only reason you were able to find it because Joe Rogan said something on Twitter and it got mad traction. Come on, bro. Y'all don't see what's going on. Like, he gotta get in there.
The Department of Justice to investigate all parties involved in.
And look, somebody said we got to get Piperboy to 100 likes. I got 80,000 views on this video. Why do I have 100 likes? Does that make any? If I stop this video in like an hour, you're gonna see 80,000 people watching this. 100 likes? Like, come on, bruh. I don't know what's going on. I just cannot wait for this dude to fix. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of these platforms are what's going on.
The new online censorship regime, which is absolutely destructive and terrible, and to aggressively prosecute any and all crimes identified. These include possible violations of federal civil rights law, campaign finance laws, federal election law, securities law.
And I'm like super shocked, right? And I must say this, because I was left wing, you know what I mean? Like years and years ago, you know what I'm saying? I voted for Trump when he got elected. Thug life, it is what it is. I voted for Obama, I voted for Trump. You know what I'm saying? I fell for the Obama thing, whatever, right? Now that I like really is super doing like research about it and finding out that the left wing media has been like not being forthcoming. You can't even like really say what they're doing. Well, like not really being forthcoming. It is so I'm like, yo, Fox News was telling me the truth the whole time. Like, you know what I mean? This is crazy. And then like Trump, like, yo, he was really the real president. Like telling you, like, I mean, Thug Life, I voted for him the first time. It is what it is. But like now you see like with the Biden Harris, and I'm like, nah, now I see like even more like bro, I'm so glad America got smart, bro. I'm so glad they did. So glad.
And antitrust laws, the Hatch Act, and a host of...
But then the crazy part about it, right? I'm showing y'all in videos, Kamala Harris. Like, even in this video, I'm like letting you see it out of her own mouth. I'm not lying, not saying that. She's saying it out of her own mouth. She's saying that she wants to shut down Twitter. And you heard Elon Musk on the Joe Rogan podcast saying that if Kamala's regime would have won, they were coming after Twitter. It was going to get shut down. And you got people saying, oh, well, don't nobody need free speech? Shaving our heads. Like, what are you talking about? Y'all don't like free speech? Free speech comes with responsibilities. You can't just do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? But if you being suppressed on a lot of different platforms, just as saying You right wing? That is crazy. That ain't fair. That's crazy. And the only reason why he had a fighting chance to be able to save everything is because Elon Musk bought Twitter. That was it. If it wasn't for that, he wouldn't have had it like a real chance. You know, so I mean, shout out to Elon Musk, bro.
Of other potential criminal, civil, regulatory, and constitutional offenses. To assist in these efforts, I am urging House Republicans to immediately send preservation letters, and we have to do this right now, to the Biden administration.
You see the urgency this dude got? He didn't hire like the dude, the border czar, like, and I think that he did a really good job appointing him, the ex-police officer that was in control of the border during the Obama administration. Because remember, during the Obama administration, Obama was just getting people up out of here left and right, and people ain't had no problem with that when he was doing it. You know, so he appointed the same dude to get these people up out of here. Like, I like that. You know, so that he's trying to get right on, like, trying to undo whatever they did to stifle like free speech. He's trying, like, I rock with what he doing, bro. He's like immediate. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't wasting no time. Y'all got to think we don't know what they're doing right now. Like, he's not even inaugurated yet. So, like, he's probably going through the paperwork process, doing all of that or whatever. Like, he ain't even like inaugurated yet. That comes in January. Who knows what they're doing to make things harder for him when he gets in? So it's probably going to take him at least 2 years to fix what they have done. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, give him patience. I hope he does a really good job, and then JD Vance is next. You know what I'm saying? That's what I hope. I hope when they go into the debates for the next presidential election, there'll be a lot of, you know, things that they've actually done. You know what I mean? So I can't wait. Somebody said, "Where's the share button?" Hey, man. All I can say, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? All I can say is I don't know.
Administration.
93,000 views on this video and less than how many likes we got? Like, y'all just open up y'all eyes, bro. It's just crazy.
The Biden campaign and every Silicon Valley tech giant ordering them not to destroy evidence of censorship. Third, upon my inauguration as president, I will ask Congress to send a bill to my desk revising Section 230 to get big online platforms out of censorship business. From now on, digital platforms should only qualify for immunity protection under Section 230 if they meet high standards.
Daniel Brown said to share, hit the 3 dots at the top.
Of neutrality, transparency, fairness, and non-discrimination. We should require these platforms to increase their efforts to take down unlawful content such as child exploitation and promoting terrorism, while dramatically curtailing their power to arbitrarily restrict lawful speech.
I cannot wait for him to get in.
Where is Melania Trump from?
Melania Trump was born in Novo Mesto,
Slovenia. Ah, okay.
Reminder that our freedom and rights must be respected.
A powerful video, Kaylee, that might portend this decision why she refuses to meet with Joe Biden. She is a wife to Donald Trump. She is a mother.
Yeah, if y'all can too, double tap the screen, it'd be appreciated.
To Barron. She
Shout
is
out to all the new
has feelings.
subscribers.
She's a human being, regardless of what the media tries to do to her. And they say, you know, CNN says, oh, it was a prior scheduling conflict. It has not been finalized yet. But I think this is the incoming first lady saying, I'll do it my way. We know Donald Trump loves that song from Frank Sinatra. This is her way of saying that. Because to her...
My way!
Point just there. The lawfare, the raid of Mar-a-Lago. I just want to remind everyone of that New York Times...
I'm partial to... Dun, 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 dun. Stop.
Yeah, I know why you're doing that. You got to react like when you like listen to stuff, or they'll hit you with a copyright. That's why he's doing all of this.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be. Sees anything written about me, I keep it from her most of the time. I don't tell her about it, nothing like that. She does not like it. So she's very defensive of me. So I could see that if I was the president and Biden wanted to meet with me after authorizing the FBI to go through her drawers, I could see Scarlo acting like this too.
Of the person who told that to
Hey,
a close
he said my sister disowned me for voting for Trump.
group of advisors. Yeah, and I applaud this decision as well, Kaylee, because I think it reflects to your point and
What did Caleb say? I seen him, but he disappeared. Like, what did he say?
independence, a free thinking, a self-decision making on the
Tell
part
him,
of
girl.
the former and future First Lady Melania that says, I don't care what you are telling me to do. I am not, because I'm standing up for
Tells you work out.
principle, which it seems the past administration has not.
Somebody said, Chase said, how can someone really disown their family for who they voted for? Hey, it's happening.
Okay, and you can't blame her. Keep in mind that just weeks before the first assassination attempt on President Trump, Jill Biden was on the campaign trail telling voters that Donald Trump was evil. No offense, but I wouldn't want to have tea with someone who called my husband evil either. And it isn't just Jill
Right.
Biden. You remember back after Trump's inauguration when
Yeah, it's like F the formalities. It ain't happening.
Michelle Obama was publicly sniping Melania Trump, who had offered Michelle Obama a gift at the White House that day. And you think about all the ways that the leftist media have dragged her name through the mud. They vilified her for redecorating the Rose Garden, for Pete's sake. They vilified her.
He did. He did some of the stupidest stuff in politics.
Yeah,
Over a jacket, for not decorating the White House for Christmas the way they liked. All of these trivial things that they used against her simply because they disagreed with her husband's politics. I can't blame her for feeling the way that she does, and I hope that she continues to set healthy boundaries for herself.
Yeah, and we didn't see that with Hillary Clinton when she bucked the plate trend. You know, no one, remember that? She didn't select the plate. No one cared because she was a Democrat, so it was a
My computer acting right now.
That's right, girl. Nobody
her
cared.
hardest and
Tell
her
them.
best every day. She represented us beautifully as a nation, and she was absolutely trashed for it.
Exactly.
It's terrible.
Look, I just think she's really cool. I just think this is a cool move. I think she's a cool person, the way she's carried out the job. And I think it's great. And for all these people getting in a fuss about, the norms, you know, for goodness sake, who are they to talk about norms? I mean,
Yeah. Considering all the norms you've been trying to destroy over the past few years.
since Donald Trump came on the political scene, they've lost their minds and broken all of these norms of how you engage in politics because they find him so.
So I've been talking to real quick, y'all. I've been talking to like a third party. It's like a they call them like MCNs. So they're people that control the channel or whatever. Like if you sign the contract with them. So they're saying. So I'm kind of low key like in the algorithm. So like this video got like almost 100,000 views already, right? So I'm low key in the live algorithm, but like I'm not in the algorithm of, you know, like if I do uploads. So they're saying like, just keep doing uploads in politics and news. You're going to have videos that probably don't even have any views, right? But you have to keep doing it until you kick into the algorithm. So y'all are going to like see, it's going to be weird on the channel. You know what I mean? Because I could talk about entertainment and get views, like, you know what I'm saying? Like wild views doing that. But I'm going to like, I really like politics. So I may end up do that. You know what I mean? Just throw up a lot of political videos and may not have any views until like the algorithm catches, but I can always go live and like, get views and stuff like that, but just let y'all know what may end up happening in the future. So y'all can be like, why is Piper Boy upload a bunch of videos with no views? You know what I'm saying? But that's what's going on. I got to try to break into the algorithm with the uploads too.
Unacceptable, and Melania and the whole family, and so good for her.
The irony being that Jill Biden bucked norms when she was in the Situation Room. Remember, making decisions for her husband. Remember those reportings about essentially what she was doing. So yeah, give Melania a break. She's restoring elegance, I think, to that position personally.
And then y'all, I'm also talking to like James said algorithm, yeah. And I'm also talking to a publicist, right? So like a publicist is basically like, you know how you see somebody post something and it's everywhere. It's like on the Shade Room. It's on Hip Hop DX. It's like posted everywhere. That's like what a publicist does. So I'm in talks with one. I'm thinking about signing a contract, but it's like you got to pay them monthly, but then they start like slowly like putting out your content. So I'm thinking about doing that. So if I do that, y'all probably see me like everywhere, but you know, then that'll end up driving traffic to the channel and stuff like that. So I'm just letting y'all know what's going on. I'm like real transparent for the people that follow me.
These are some of the most duplicitous people that we have seen in this country. They eat their own. Remember how the reports were done?
Heard the word before, but, you know, not exactly sure. Through the context, I get what she's saying, but I want to make sure. Duplicitous, meaning?
Deliberate deceptiveness. According to vocabulary.com, definitions of duplicitous. Adjective. Marked by deliberate deceptiveness, especially by pretending one set of feelings and acting under the influence of another.
Shout out to Tim Hart.
Deceitful. Double deep.
Gotcha.
Dr. Jill Biden was
sounds about right
because her husband had been taken off the ticket and all the backfighting that was going on. I mean, why in the world would you want to look into the face of an individual who looks into the faces of the people around her and can't be real? Like, if you're angry, express it. Why is everything kept a secret? Why is the nation lied to about how well Kamala Harris was doing, and then they find out, oh, no, she wasn't, which is why she had to pay celebrities to stand up there and go into debt with her donation dollars because none of it was real.
Let me let y'all hear something what Joy Reid is saying. Joy Reid is bugging. Somebody just sent me this.
Future president is moving quickly to fill the clown car and round out his cabinet.
Fill the clown car and round out his cabinet?
Before he changes his mind and fires them all. Moments ago, Trump announced that he has selected Fox Weekend morning show host, you can't make this up, Pete Hegseth, to serve as Secretary of Defense, because why not? Former.
Authenticity is what you see with Mrs. Trump. Authenticity is what you see.
Hold on, like she wildin', bro. Hold on, let me refresh this.
Future president is moving quickly to fill the clown car and round out his.
Shout out to Insurrection Barbie said Joy Reid is not taking any of this well.
Cabinet before he changes his mind and fires them all. Moments ago, Trump announced that he has selected Fox Weekend morning show host, you can't make this up, Pete Hegseth, to serve as Secretary of Defense, because why not?
Why is she not taking off the air, bro?
With her husband.
Damn right. I don't know Melania enough. I haven't seen her speak enough to know. But if she's a chip off the old block, if he has influenced her in any way, shape, or form, oh, you're getting the real deal.
Soon to be president for a second time. Second time for First Lady.
Shout out to Melanie Trump for standing her ground with that lady, Jill. They ain't doing that because Jill could have stopped that.
This idea of I want to be with the side that's waving the biggest flag. I want to fit in. And there is a huge element, to be honest, of anti-blackness in a lot of this. Anti-black Americanness specifically.
Bro, what is she talking about? What is she talking about? What is anti-black about? What it says, MSNBC ratings have cratered by 50%. They are hemorrhaging views. Comcast may sell it off. Can't imagine why this is happening. Also, here's Joy Reid berating minority men as racist for not voting as she demands.
And it's this idea of I want to be with the side that's waving the biggest flag. I want to fit in. And there is a huge element, to be honest, of anti-blackness in a lot of this. Anti-black Americanness specifically. And Paola and I have talked about this, that there is a part of that anti-blackness is a piece of it. Even though Enrique Tarrio, who's the head of the Proud Boys, is a black Latino, but he's down with white supremacists. Down with them. And there's this idea that I'm black, but I'm not black. I may look black to you. I may be black if I'm walking through Bloomingdale's and get followed around.
What y'all think about this lady, man? She is like losing her mind.
Well,
what y'all think about her? She's like a race hustler.
Well, this hasn't taken long at all. The mainstream media is in meltdown as votes are being counted, and it's not going the way they'd hoped. Donald Trump
couldn't have got to 100,000 subscribers without you, Nova. Shout out to you.
Won the state of Florida and its 30 electoral votes. So how did journalists on MSNBC make sense of this by calling it a right-wing fascist state?
It's a pure Project 2025 in miniature in Florida. And that kind of extreme, sort of extremist, right-wing, fascist type government in Florida, does that make it a more attractive place?
That is.
And this lady, bro.
Joy Reid on MSNBC freaking out about the red wave. And with commentary like that.
Yo, I can't wait to read her from Sky News Australia, see Joy Reid's like videos. She gonna go in.
You wonder why people are switching off from the mainstream media. Now, this election campaign, we saw a shift in the way candidates worked with the media. On the one hand, we had Kamala Harris, who simply refused to do hard interviews for months, and when she did, it was a disaster. And then on the other hand, Donald Trump, he really leaned in, doing in-depth, long interviews on various platforms such as...
Hold on. Yeah, Rita, she called her. Hold on. Let's see. Let's watch this. Shout out to my girl, Rita. I don't know her, but she fired.
The world numbers.
And how did the American public resist the call from these learned souls who are so in touch with the average American and whose moral compass is pure and true and who are never prone to crazy delusions?
It can't be. It cannot be. If he wins the election, you won't be on the show anymore. He'll come looking for me. They'll
And you know, there's people like probably at home like, yeah, maybe Robert De Niro's right.
There'll be things that happen that none of us could imagine.
Crazy.
That's what happens in that kind of a dictatorship.
Lily
which is what he says.
Late said,
let's believe him. Take him at his word.
Even Bill Maher's lefty audience couldn't help but laugh at Robert De Niro there. And I guess Bill Maher's going to lose his show now, isn't he? That's what they were talking about. And in recent days, we even had the ladies of The View not just backing Kamala, but they were picking her attorney general for her. And of course, they pick the irredeemably awful rhino warhawk, Liz Cheney.
Are you also a lawyer?
Yeah, I am.
So you could...
She got that look. Liz Cheney got that look on her face like she just snaking you, like doing something behind your back.
I know warhawk, Liz Cheney.
Are you also a lawyer?
Yeah, I am.
Y'all ever meet people like her? Like that got that Liz Cheney look. Like they talking crazy behind your back, doing all kind of stuff behind your back. Like she got that, Liz Cheney got that look.
So you could conceivably be a great AG if this was...
And I heard things about her. Even Trump said it, like whenever they're having meetings, she's always the first one that wants to use military action. Very interesting.
Because, and I say this because your moral core is magnificent.
Really? She wants to, she's a war hawk. What are you talking about? Your moral core is magnificent. Like, Whoopi, you are wild.
Because your moral core is magnificent.
Oh, isn't that adorable? Whoopi Goldberg lecturing us about morals. I've heard it all now, but Kamala had the unique ability to make even once cool celebrities lose all credibility. She made the boss, Bruce Springsteen, sound like this.
Well, I'm just about starving tonight. I'm dying for some action.
She turned Cardi B into the world's lamest, saddest joke.
1 second, guys, 1 second. I need patience over here.
Did they say how much they paid Cardi B? Because they talked about they paid, what is it, the Meg Thee Stallion, like what, like $4 million? They paid Lizzo, like 2-something million, like, but they didn't say how much they paid her. They paid Beyonce $10 million, but they didn't say how much they paid her.
Patience, where are you, girl? I need patience over here.
Yikes. I can't believe that didn't convince the masses. And Kamala somehow even managed to turn the once hilariously funny Will Ferrell into this.
Cardi B is uniquely awful. She is uniquely awful, bruh.
Cringy mess.
Nova said you called it at I ain't lying.
Just one person? No. Shut the up,
Yeah,
Gary.
Eminem got 1.8 million. I don't want to hear Colin Farrell. He's a joke.
Don't forget to vote.
I said Colin Farrell, Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell's a joke.
Gary.
I don't want to hear Will Ferrell.
And when the celebrity endorsements weren't working, she had her media propagandists use these shameful tactics.
We've laid out the stakes in this crucial election, where one side stands for freedom while the other meets the textbook definition of fascism, namely a far-right dictatorial regime like Hitler's Germany or Franco's Spain or Mussolini's Italy.
Just crazy stuff. That was MSNBC anchor Joy Reid, and her colleague and fellow Russian conspiracy hoax peddler Rachel Maddow was even issuing threats to Elon Musk's business empire.
Hold on, Elon ended up posting something. Let's see what this is. It says, statement from President Donald Trump. I am pleased to announce that the great Elon Musk, working in conjunction with American patriot Vivek Ramaswamy, will lead the Department of Government Efficiency. Together, these two wonderful Americans will pave the way for my administration to dismantle government bureaucracy, slash excess regulation, cut wasteful expenditures, and restructure federal agencies, essentially to the Save America movement. This will send shockwaves through the system and anyone involved in government waste, which is a lot of people, stated Mr. Musk. It will become potentially the Manhattan Project of our Republican politicians have dreamed about, the objective of Doge for a very long time. To drive this kind of drastic change, the Department of Government Efficiency will provide advice and guidance from outside of government and will partner with the White House and Office of Management and Budget to drive large-scale structural reform and create an entrepreneurial approach to government never seen before. I look forward to Elon and Vivek making changes to the federal bureaucracy with an eye on efficiency and at the same time making life better for all Americans. Importantly, we will drive out the massive waste and fraud which exists throughout our annual $6.5 trillion of government spending. They will work together to liberate our economy and make the U.S. government accountable to we the people. Their work will conclude no later than July 4th, 2026. A smaller government with more efficiency and less bureaucracy will be the perfect gift to America on the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. I am confident they will succeed. That is fire, bro.
The Defense Department and NASA are going to need a new arrangement for all their rockets and for all the multi-billion-dollar contracts Elon Musk's companies have with the U.S. government. The U.S. government is going to have to either.
Oh, my girl just put a blog out. We gotta watch this. Because I'm Candace Owens. I don't know her, but she fired. So you part of the red team. You my girl. I don't care.
Illest because I'm suffering from.
We good. We cool.
From realness. He was way ahead of his time. I mean, the idea of suffering for maintaining your authenticity had never even been heard of back then. Now this illness is apparently going mainstream, and Melania Trump has come down with it because she is in the most authentic move ever, and I am talking ever, declining to sit down with the fake Dr. Jill Biden, which is customary. Her reasons, I'm going to tell you that in a little bit. Plus, President Trump is already causing various kinds of clinical reactions as he cites his agenda. He says he's going to abolish the Department of Education.
Also, let's give a hand to Megyn Kelly. Shout out to Megyn Kelly. She did a very, very good job, like helping Trump throughout his administration. Like not his administration, but like marketing Trump. She did a really good job. Shout out to her. Daniel Brown said, I just got the same alert. Not gonna hold you. Almost left alive to watch her. Yeah, hey, we about to watch it now. Shout out to her.
And there are people that are crying about this, and I think that they are unwittingly proving that it ought to be abolished. But first, Have you guys heard about the ultra feminist 4B movement as a response to Donald Trump's election?
Yo, we got 146,000 views on this video. This is crazy.
Glad that people were tagging me in this and made me aware of this TikTok movement. Bigger than TikTok, honestly. It's been going on for almost a decade. We definitely have to talk about that. All that and much more coming up on Candace.
Let me fast forward this one. Shout out to Candace, but let's fast forward it.
About it. So apparently in South Korea, there was an extreme feminist movement that emerged during the 2010s as a response to what South Korean women perceived as a, yes, you guessed it, patriarchal and misogynistic culture. Okay. So their movement really caught steam in 2016 after there was this highly publicized murder of a woman who was killed by a man. And although he was indeed found guilty of murder, the women in South Korea were still upset that the man was not also charged with a hate crime. So essentially, like, I understand that he's going to prison and he's obviously being charged, but I want you to say that he did this because she's a woman. Don't get me started on hate crimes. It's all very stupid. I've never heard of a love crime, but yeah. So they got upset about this, and what came to be known as the 4B movement took off because obviously that could have only happened, refusing to charge him for a hate crime, because the patriarchy exists. So yes, the reactionary movement known as 4B, I'm going to tell you what that means. 4B means for no's, because the B means no in Korean. And it refers to 4 self-imposed restrictions that women are supposed to put on themselves. Number 1, no dating men. Number 2, no sexual relationships with men.
Yo, that's crazy y'all doing it right now. I'm not going to touch my man for a whole year because I didn't get what I want. Well, he just going to end up getting somebody else. But you're going to be by yourself with your shaved head and your blue bracelets. And he going to be with somebody else, like, paying their bills. Like, no, like, dudes ain't about to go without that.
3, no marriage to men. And number 4, no childbirth, which you would think number 4 would be a bit redundant if you're not having any sexual relations with men, but nobody ever accused these women of being geniuses. Naturally, of course, it has now been appropriated by the angry left-wing female voters across America who are super upset about the election results. So I'm just going to show you this because it is taking off. Like, this is a left-wing trend.
Yo, can we get her as, I can't think right now because I ain't really slept in like a whole day. The press secretary, like, can we get her as the press secretary? That'll be fire.
Right now happening on the internet, you have to be aware of it. Here is this not so genius woman as just one example. Take a listen.
Not that my content reaches a lot of men because I have an IQ of 130, but I want the men in this country to know that half the female population, we're dry. We're probably gonna stay dry. I'm dry as a desert, baby, and I don't want it to change. Yeah, we're not gonna like you anymore. You understand that? Like, it doesn't matter if you...
Y'all, like, women in America don't even like men anymore. Like, not all of them, but a lot of them. That's why you get, like, MGTOW, like, dudes going their own way, like, you know, not wanting to be in relationships no more. You got the red pill, like, people just trying to get what they can get and move on, bro. Like, because it's like the American women, like, not all of them, but a lot of them do not like men anymore. You know, and it's what it is. So like when I didn't realize that until I went to Switzerland and I seen how differently like men are treated by women. And I came back here and it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I got a girl and everything, but like I see like the complaints and like how people and how women talk about men. Like they don't, a lot of like there are like conservative women in like America and stuff like that, but there are liberal women that like men, but a lot of women don't like men no more. And I think it's because of the like how they did the family dynamic here, right? Am I wrong? Like y'all let me know in the comment section, because now like in America it's like the man and the female have to work. So like the women may be feeling like, yo, I don't really need you, like I'm working too. You know, so I don't know, bruh. I don't know, bruh. Like I don't think women like, and that's why you got dudes like what do they talk about? The travel bros. So dudes that it's either people getting like hooking up and getting into relationships with people from different countries and bringing them to America, or you got dudes like leaving the country to find girls. Like they're called passport bros. And like when you leave this country, like you see like women treat dudes way different than here. Like here it's about like it's 95 degrees. I ain't got no ain't got me. You know what I mean? Like it's how women be thinking here. Like I went to a Lotto concert. Shout out to Lotto. She ended up reposting something that I put up on Twitter. Shout out to her. But she like a rapper. Like I went to a Lotto concert. And like the way like the women was, it was like all women. The way they be talking, like that, like a lot of these women, bro, like they do not want men no more. You know, so it is like do what you can do for me and get away from me. Buy me a Birkin. Like Cardi B, she part of the problem as to like helping alter the minds of a lot of people. She part of the problem. Like y'all putting out the poisonous music, all of that. It's messing people's minds up. And the culture of America is like break up, be single, live a life, thug life for girls. You know what I'm saying? Live a life, get what you can get, mess with who you want. But then they end up with baby daddies. And then when they finally get to the age where they want to settle down, they like in their late 30s and you know what I mean? Like, oh, I want to settle. Now you done got mad kids. Dudes don't want to deal with you and you don't know why. It's like the American culture is literal insanity. The singers are like telling people to break up. Now, back in the 90s, it was like bring everybody together. You know what I'm saying? You had In Vogue, like hold on to your love. You had like stuff like that, right? SWV, you had, now, you know, now it's like everything is break up. You know, so it's hard to even keep a relationship here. Like women don't. A lot of these women don't like men, bro. And you be hearing how girls be talking like at work. Like they either mess around on a dude or they want to be single. It's what it is, man. It's crazy. And that's why you get a lot of passport bros. And I thought the passport bro thing, like I don't need to do it. You know what I'm saying? I make like pretty good money. You know what I'm saying? So when you make money, it don't really matter what you look like. It just is what it is. I got nice cars. I got a house. I got a lot of security. So I'm going to get somebody, like, regardless. But, like, I don't have to do it. But, like, when I went to Italy and went to, like, Switzerland to see how they treat their men, way different than how, like, look how she talk. She probably got, like, this girl right here, right? She could probably go on TikTok. Right, because the reason why men are simping so bad, and it's just horrible. Like it's hard to even talk to. You know what I'm saying? Be cool with dudes like when they start simping, bro. Don't you can't hang out with me no more, bro. You a simp, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they be on these girls like TikToks, like sending them galaxies, like. She on TikTok now. She literally sitting up here anti-man. And I guarantee you she got simps in her TikTok sending her hearts. You know what I'm saying? Would they be sending like roses? Like, you know what I mean? All of that. Why she literally talking about I don't want a man. That's how desperate like men have become in America. You know, and it's like now y'all got this whole thing y'all don't even like, man. Like, bro, this is what y'all need to like start. I'm telling y'all, like, go get a passport. You ain't got to deal with this. You know what I mean? In other countries, you don't. Or get a conservative woman and you ain't got to deal with this. This is ridiculous.
If you take away abortion, like, we'll want to have your babies even less, right? Yeah. Even if you take away contraception, like, women are really good at celibacy because you guys are actually a threat to us. So we have a lot less to gain from you. So yeah, 4B all the way. Let's make some money, I guess. That's all we can do now.
First of all, I love that she says she repels men because she has an IQ of 130. It's not like it's like the highest IQ in the entire world. It's like slightly above average. And then she launches into this diatribe like, okay, you're no longer going to get this. And I always love when people pretend that they're oppressed, like on a TikTok, like.
Thrifty Sparks said, just thought of this July 4, 2026 is America's 250th B-Day and Trump will be president. I'm sure it's going to be big. Yeah, he said he's going to throw like a big year-round party or something like that, he said. Timbo said they'd rather be in the forest with the bears. I'm telling you, bro, like you don't even, like I seen, dude, like I had to tell this dude one day, right? Dudes be like mad thirsty. Like this dude was trying to holler at this girl, and she like, I'm like, bro, she don't want to talk to you. Like you know what I mean? Like you don't want to get involved in it. I'm like, dude, she don't want to talk to you, bro. Like, go find somebody else. Like I don't be wanting to say that, but the dude, like, women are scared of dudes, bro. Dudes be so thirsty because they've been rejected. Like so, like these dudes, bro. Like y'all need to get passports and start get online and look somewhere else. Like stop looking for American women. Like if that's what you like cool, because you here. But like get somebody and bring them over. You know, legally.
Living in this,
and I know people that's done it. You know what I'm saying? They got pretty good relationships with people that came from different countries.
Society. I'm gonna make this TikTok video and post it to the world.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Jay says, stop being thirsty. Just be confident. I don't get the thirsty thing. I've never had to be thirsty in my life, bro. Amber said, I'm totally in favor of women not having casual S word anymore. Save it for your husband. Yeah, but you didn't gave it out to like Amber. Like women like then gave it out to everybody, and now you want somebody to be a beta male and just deal with like, come on, not you, but like that's crazy. I ain't saying like just do it with everybody. But it's like, I wish I would. Like, if I know you got like a long laundry list of people you've been messing with, like, and then you want me to like marry you crazy.
Because I'm just so oppressed. It's such a nonsense, but it gets even crazier than that. Here is a woman encouraging other
like you didn't gave to the football players, but like, you think I'm about to wife you? You crazy. That ain't about to happen. Nah, I'm take you on a few dates. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like, I don't know how to do that, you know, deal with that no more, but that's the problem. Like, just find somebody good. Like, y'all don't be, this is what y'all need. Y'all need to be looking for nerds. Y'all don't be liking the nerd. The dudes is gonna go to be engineers and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Really be making the bread. Y'all be wanting the thugs that don't have nothing going on in life. That's about to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all be liking. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Y'all want to give all these thugs like everything, all the nookie, everything y'all be giving the thugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I have fun. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, before I got in a relationship. But, you know, this how y'all be. And then y'all want somebody to settle down and just be like taking care of your kids that you done had with the thugs. You know what I mean? Like, nah, bro, it ain't about to. You gonna find simps that's gonna do it, but it ain't about to work like that with me, bro.
Women to join this movement and
or like the dudes that be in jail. Like, you seen the one dude that got like, he looked like the Joker, right? He just got like you know what I mean? Like a sentencing and all of that. And he got like all over him. Like, all, you know what I mean? Girls be like going crazy over this dude. Like if you look like in the comment section of like his court cases, and they be going crazy. These girls be like married. You know what I mean? They be watching Prison Break like that. I'm telling y'all what it is. They don't want a good, like, women in America, it's very hard to find them that want a good dude, bro. Like, they like the criminals. Even the dude, what was the dude name that he had CTE? The dude, he was a football player. Hold on. Let me look this up. Hold on. He had like Aaron Hernandez. Right, let me show y'all this dude, right? Hold on. Let me show y'all this dude. Women are like googly over this dude. This dude's a murderer. And they, bruh, like, how many girls been like, oh, like, bruh, and this dude is literally like clipping people. You know what I mean? Like, America is so messed up, bro. And then Carrie Williams said that shows you their mentality.
Make sure.
And then Joshua said, you are hella right, but bro, I am stepdad and I ain't no beta, bro. Bro, like, I ain't say, hey, I mean, like, if that's the situation you fell into, like, I mean, be real, bro. Like, come on, hey, bro, like, let's me and you here. Be real. If you could get somebody that didn't have kids, you know what I mean? That's a 10. Are you gonna pass up on a 10 that has no kids, or at least an 8? You know what I'm saying? That has no kids. Or you gonna settle for somebody who got kids? You know what I mean? Like, come on, let's be real, bro. I ain't saying you a simp, but you settled. Let's keep it real. You know what I mean? Like, it's just what it is. You know?
Or that to prepare yourself for this, like as if you're preparing for an emergency, stock up on sex toys. I'm not kidding. Take a listen.
Baby Spot said, yeah, but what do you expect when club culture has been promoted for the last 13 years? I expect people to have a mind of their own. You know what I'm saying? This is what I expect. Jesse said, stepdad with a living dad is a pathetic no matter what she looks like. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, and I'm not making fun of dude. But it's just, I mean, I've dated like single mothers. Like we all, like, you know what I'm saying? You get older, like not we all, but a lot of people have done it. But you got to think about this, bro. You got to deal with that kid's father for the rest of, you know what I'm saying? Until that kid is like 21, 18 to 21. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like different events, like the father might be. You don't feel weird knowing you standing next to somebody who done popped off in your girl. Like, come on, thug life. I'm saying, like, that ain't strange to you. She always gonna have a low-key connection with them. She got a kid with him. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real. I'm not that hard-headed to where I don't know, like, people do, like, deal with them type of relationships, but you don't feel a little bit weird knowing that he didn't hit that? And then one day that kid's gonna be like, you ain't my real daddy. It's gonna happen. It happened to me before. You ain't my real daddy. What, mother? I didn't took you to your football game. I'm just saying. And the dude that don't do nothing, which is the real father, is the one that's gonna get like the credit. It's gonna happen to you. And then she gonna look at you like, well, you know, he's just confused. Like, just think about it. Like, think about what you're doing with your life.
Ladies, I'm not saying this to be facetious, but I don't care if you're a rose girl, a wand girl, or a monster alien tentacle girl. Stock up.
Tim Hart said, I can tag all my baby mamas. Y'all crazy. Thrifty Spark said, love the guy's energy. And then Carrie Williams says, I've dealt with the girl's ex and not good, bro. Like, you gonna have a problem with him eventually. It's gonna happen. It's either like the kid gonna try to play games. Like, you might have to lay the law down, like, all right, he talking crazy to the mom and she kind of looking at you like you ain't gonna do nothing. You kind of thinking like, yo, I'm the stepdad, you know what I mean? But she gonna be expecting you, and then you end up reprimanding him. He gonna call the dad. He being mean to me. Next thing you know, he gonna end up like calling and going off on the mom, and then you gonna be in a crazy situation like, yo, he kind of going off on my girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, bro, it can get real weird, bro. Like, and it's like, why put yourself in that situation? You know what I mean? Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, you could do it, but if you got other options, what option you gonna pick? That's on you.
Now for your moments of weakness, because I promise you ain't no alive worth getting stuck with a man. None. We are taking.
And then Fury said, no doubt, I'm disabled and I have 2 grown daughters. I provided for all of us. Unfortunately, I thought he would grow up. He never did.
Put you off the table in depth.
Or, you know, this is what happens a lot, right? And, you know, I had like a grandmother that was in like a home, you know what I mean? Like nursing home or whatever. I used to go to nursing home. I would hear like all kind of stories. Like I would hear like old people be like, oh, I took care of my stepson all of his life and he never visits me. You ain't his real daddy. Like, so it can happen. You be like, man, I spent all this time like going to these baseball games and paying for the baseball games and showing up, and you get old. I'm just saying, you know, so you got to choose, like, do you want to deal with that? But that's the problem with America. Everybody, it's like a big breakup culture. You know, if they wasn't pushing that, like, you know, back in the 50s and the 60s, it wasn't like that. The 70s, the 80s, and early 90s, it wasn't like that. Now it's, well, you know, 70s, they did have their fun. You know, but it ain't, now it's just like, and why do you think they really pushing that? Everybody break up so everybody could be working 2 jobs. You know what I mean? Like, you think the power elite really want like one person not to be working? That's a labor force person, dog. You know, so all right, y'all want women's lib? All right. Now you got people on TikTok crying like, why did y'all fight for this? Like, I don't want to go to work tomorrow. I would much rather just make a meal and go swimming and be at the pool tanning. And the dude used to be able to make the amount of money to pay for everything. Could be driving my SUV, going to my girlfriend's house, talking, eat, you know what I mean? Cooking together and all this. Now they got to work. You know what I mean? So it's...
Definitely.
I'm just going to beg everyone to please stop saying coochie. It's deeply upsetting to me. But sorry, fellas, you heard it. Hers is off the table. I know there's some fellas watching going, no. And thin eyebrows have been out for a very long time. But these are the videos they're making. They're letting men know that you ain't going to get this no matter who you are.
Hey, I can't say that, Walter Myers, but I see your comment. Joshua said, no, I am their dad. That's their father. I am the one who was there. Me, I never wanted a kid, but to me, I feel I found a girl I love. So good for me. 3 less kids without a role model. Hey, I mean, like, some people may fall. You might find somebody, hey, that may be the person. You know?
You ain't gonna touch this.
But it's always gonna be in the back of your mind. Every time you see that kid, like, his dad was clapping my girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Trump is in office, and now you fellas can suffer. And here's another woman who seems totally stable and normal saying pretty much the same thing. Take a listen.
To the men of America, thank you so much, because you have now officially pushed any woman who is ever questioning herself away from you and into my arms. And I am now 100% gay. I wasn't sure before, but now I am positive. So if you're
this is America. Anti-man. You see what's going on here? She ain't just pulling this out of her. This is like going on.
man, don't look at me, don't touch me, don't speak to me, don't breathe near me, okay?
Well, the quickest in America, right? The quickest way to make a woman mad, and I'm not saying every woman, say a lot of them, say hi. Say, how you doing? Oh, you know how to really make a man? Oh, you're beautiful. Get on the phone with that girl. He talking crazy to me. He trying to get me. Tell a woman you think she pretty. See what happens. The dudes that be hit, like, clapping it, you know what I'm saying, doing all that with them, don't be paying them no attention. You know what I'm saying? They be texting them, they be ignoring them, won't buy them nothing, won't take them out to eat, none of that. Them the ones that I used to be one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all be simping and they don't even like y'all. Like a lot of them don't even like y'all. That's what's happening now in America. This is what, like, they be taught, like when you be like, if you playing a video game and you're talking to people from Europe and they talking about how they view us and the women, this is what's going on. You hear how she talking?
Okay, I'm glad we got that sorted.
That one for me is a little bit of a Mean Girls moment. I'm like, does she even go here? She's just American men. I just feel like she doesn't even go here. But whatever, she's joining in.
Mary, you're one of the few. I'm not saying all of y'all. I always say not every one of them. but a lot of them.
Too, because she's also upset, even though she faces no consequence likely of Trump being elected as president of the United States. She's upset and she's therefore off the table. Again, I am very sorry, fellas. And that is not the only component of this movement, because as I said, this is a radical feminist movement and nobody does radicalism better than the feminists. They are also saying that as one component of this, women are being called to de-beautify themselves. And they have decided that the best way to do that, to really make a statement to men, is to shave their heads. Take a look at this. And in case you're listening to this on audio, we're just showing here a compilation of women that are just a montage of women that are shaving their heads. Some of them are crying. I don't know why this woman looks like she's been, I don't know, she's a person wearing a black hood that's shaving her head and covering his face like she's a victim. This woman kind of just seems to be zen as somebody shaves her head entirely bald. This woman is smiling. She feels empowered by this. Another woman is smiling at the barbershop. She feels empowered. And this woman is dancing like an alien in her room.
Yo, did Candace just say she dancing like an alien in her room? Like, yo, bruh.
Looking happy and overjoyed as she puts on lipstick with her.
Hit the double tap the screen, hit the like button, emojis. Also, the super chats open. Appreciate y'all.
Bald head. Now, you can imagine there were a litany of responses to this on the internet, but what has been one response they probably weren't expecting, a ton of women who are going through cancer treatment, chemotherapy, and have to shave their heads for real reasons. And it's a very...
Shout out to Liz for the Cash App. Sorry about that. I took too long. Shout out to you for the Cash App. Brandon ST, I appreciate you for the $10 Cash App. Appreciate you.
Very challenging moment for them. It's a very emotional moment for them. Are making videos saying, you are signaling to the world that women who have bald heads don't deserve to be loved and don't deserve to be liked and are not beautiful. So that kind of backfired just a little bit.
And I think too, like, you know, there's people that have cancer and stuff like that. Like, can y'all find a different way to like not like men? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's people like, because that's disrespectful to people who have like ailments and things that may be, you know, alopecia or whatever. They may be losing their hair or they're going through, you know, a situation with cancer. Like can y'all try like that? Because that's not respectful to them. Like, figure out another way not to like us. You know what I mean? There's plenty of ways y'all cannot like us, but just a different way, please.
But I just wanted to show you, these are all of the elements. So what are we to make of the 4B movement?
Maurice said shaving their hair is crazy. It is mad. Just don't like man. It's what it is.
Are we supposed to ridicule these women or do we choose compassion? That's kind of the big question that people are grappling with in the wake of the election results. Like, how do we respond to these human beings? Are they even human beings? That's what I'm asking myself. And you have people like Vivek Ramaswamy, who I love, I think he's absolutely brilliant. And he instantly, like following the election results, came down and said, guys, this is really a time.
JD has said, at least the craziest are easy to identify now. I say it's a W.
For us to demonstrate compassion, to take the high road.
Shout out to Nova.
Russell Brand, who I also adore, held a similar perspective, or you could say an adjacent perspective on his show. Really, he's just sort of asking the question as well, how do we respond to so many people who seem to be suffering from some sort of a mental break in the wake of these election results? Take a listen to Russell Brand.
I'm not saying that those people, those individuals, should be sort of ridiculed or condemned. I know a lot of you will really get off on it. Like, what I'm saying is, what is making them feel that way? In the same way that we can be directed to sort of drink sort of Coca-Cola when it's sort of not really very good for you, and I like let my children drink it. Like, what kind of conditioning, what kind of coaxing, what kind of propaganda has led people to think that what's about to happen is so significant and so against their interests that it warrants this degree of emotion?
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done with you and your mother and your sister. I'm just done with all of this.
So it's amazing that's Russell Brand because...
Chill out! She be going in. Shout out to Khaled, Hassan, with the $2 donation said, "Why are you spouting incel rhetoric?" I'm just,
Back
hey
when
man,
he was
I'm
way
just
more
saying
on the
what it
left,
is.
I always knew he was going to come more to the center or to the right because we had such a great time. He was inviting conservative voices onto his podcast, Under the Skin, and I went on his show and we just had such a great back forth as someone on the right versus someone on the left, and we were laughing, and we had this same discussion about whether or not people should be compassionate. And at that time, Russell Brand was very much on the side
Yo,
of
did she just like show that video?
people should be compassionate, and I said, no, we shouldn't be compassionate.
Yo, what is going on, bro? Like, they that mad?
And so against their interests that it warrants this degree of emotion.
I mean, Khaled, if he wanted to pay to say that, like, I mean, shout out to him. But I think a lot of it, Khaled, this is just me being real. It's hard to digest, right? Because he said something, and I'm gonna touch on this again. He said, "Why are you spouting incel rhetoric, bro?" Like, there is so many simps that are men, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, be crazy simping for girls, and when somebody calls men out for simping, it hurts their heart because it's like, so what? I'm simping. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? It's simping. Like, you know, in the 90s, you could be like, bro, you simping, bro. Like, what is you doing? And it's like, cool. Like, all right, yeah. It's like a reality check. But because people are so emotional now, Khaled, it's like, if you say, oh, you're coming at the incels, like, what? Like, it's just, bro, it's just people be simping, bro. It's just what it is. You know, and this has gotten like a lot of women where they feel like they can just walk all over men. You know, and they do it. They will do it. You know, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them will do it. You know, and people just roll over and let it happen. You see it, like, go on TikTok. Hey, Khaled, you know, you on TikTok, you scrolling, and sometimes they force you to watch lives, and then you try to get out of the lives and, you know, start scrolling again. Next time you scroll and you go to a live, if there's a girl, click on it and then look at the comments. It don't matter what she look like. Look at the comments. Look at the dudes. You know what I mean? Like, they be mad. Go on Instagram, and you know Instagram don't really be showing you people you follow. They be recommending you like other accounts. You know what I mean? Like, to try to keep you on there, like with their algorithm or whatever. So, like, go if they put up a girl or whatever. Look at the comments. Look at the comments and tell me dudes are not simping.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done with you.
Jerry said, used to be a simp. Now it's simp. That's the new age for you, G.
And your mother and your sister. I'm just done with all of this.
He said, I'm done with all of this.
So it's amazing that it's Russell Brand, because back when he was way more on the left, I always knew.
Shout out to Amber, said, I'm almost 6 years cancer free. Shout out to you for fighting through that. Appreciate you.
Going to come more to the center or to the right because we had such a great time. He was inviting conservative voices onto his podcast, Under the Skin, and I went on his show and we just had such a great back forth as someone on the right versus someone on the left, and we were laughing, and we had this same discussion.
So it's like, somebody says it's a huge middle ground between incel and simp. If you say so. Like, an incel is like a person that can't like attract women. You know what I mean? Like, is what it is. So, I mean, I'm just talking about men that are simping in general. Like, it's not, I don't know why to do, like, when, like, oh, you going at incels. Like, I don't know why he did that. You know, and he paid for that. You know, people be like, I mean, people don't want to be called out on their simping. Like, they don't want to be called out on it, bro. It's what it is.
About whether or not people should be compassionate. And at that time, Russell Brand was very much on the side that people should be compassionate. And I said, no, we shouldn't be compassionate. And I want to be very clear that looking at this 4B movement, looking at these people that are having breakdowns, looking at, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done.
Imagine Candace Owens acting out what you saying, bro, and clowning you. That's crazy.
To his podcast, Under the Skin, and I went on his show and we just had such a great back forth as someone on the right versus someone on the left, and we were laughing, and we had this same discussion about whether or not people should be compassionate. And at that time, Russell Brand was very much on the side that people should be compassionate, and I said, no, we shouldn't be compassionate. And I want to be very clear that looking at this 4B movement, looking at these people that are having...
Bro, Elon must be simping, bro. You want me to show you how, like, bro, like, it ain't just, like, rich dudes be simping too. Let me show you this. This girl, right? Her name is Tiffany Fong. She's on Twitter, right? The only reason why this girl, like, and shout out to her, because she's Republican and all that, thug life. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her. The only reason why her followers are going crazy, she got 239,000 followers, is because Elon Musk is like responding to her on like a lot of what she posts. You know what I'm saying? And like what it really is, like if you really pay attention, he's simping over this girl, bro. Like I see it, like other people can see it. So she taking advantage of it. Like she got a Twitter and it's getting lit. You know, it's just what it is. Like, I don't blame her for taking advantage of it, but he's simping too. Like, that, like, dudes be simping, bro. You think you think he's just going crazy over her for no reason? He's simping too. Like, it don't back, like, people be having money and be simping, bro.
Breakdowns, looking at, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I am choosing not to be compassionate, okay? I think these people should be ridiculed, and I believe that these people should be condemned, and I'm going to tell you why. It is because compassion...
No, she said they should be ridiculed and condemned. Like, yo, Candace don't care. Yo, when she got 3 million followers now. Shout out to Candace Owens. She been going crazy. With her fan base, you got to understand, with her on Twitter, her Twitter is crazy, bro. She posts something, 45,000 likes. 100,000 likes. So she can, like, even if she gets deplatformed from like YouTube, she can go to Rumble, go anywhere and get this kind of following back. You know what I mean? Like in a heartbeat. So she don't really care. She could say, oh, these people should be ridiculed and all of that. Do I think they should be ridiculed? Up for interpretation. Right? But she could just get up here and say whatever because she don't care. She making mad bread like in all facets of social media.
Is the reason that we are in this circumstance. This is what nobody wants to tell you, okay? Everybody wants to be kind, to give hugs. That is the problem, is that you have a...
Bro, if you want to like diss me or something like that, do it in a super chat so I'll read it. You got to understand, this video has 200,000 views. I can't just keep stopping and talking to you because you don't like my opinion. If you don't like my opinion, super chat, and then I'll end up like talking about you. But if I got 200,000 like views on a video and I'm talking to you in the comments, it ain't really doing me nothing. It's more doing something for you than me. So, I mean, if you got something negative to say or whatever, just super chat. Adam L said Candace is intelligent and attractive. Carrie Williams says she calls it like she sees it. Yeah, I mean, she does. And then, her interaction with Don Lemon was hilarious, bro.
A bunch of people, I see this when I go on college campuses, and they're coming up to me begging for their oppression. Imagine buying tickets to a Candace Owens event on campus, right? There are tons of people that want to go to this event, but you make sure you're first in line to steal one of these tickets.
Love America said, ask yourself, would they ridicule you? Exactly.
Wait in a line that's wrapping around the campus to find yourself a seat so that you can wait until the very end to ask Candace Owens a question and say, I feel oppressed by your presence here. The presence that you are opting into. These are the most remarkably privileged people in the entire world. And they're privileged because we are giving them too much compassion. Yeah. We tell them every feeling that they have is valid. It's not. Every feeling that you have is not valid. I have to check myself, check my sisters. This is the point in telling the truth, is that it tells people, no, actually, you need to regulate your emotions. I don't need to validate them. You need to regulate them. And somehow.
And I'm not removing anybody's comments, just letting y'all know we got a moderator in here. Nova runs the chat. You know, so if Nova feels like something is whatever, that's Nova. You know, she got latitude to do whatever she want to do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing nothing. That's her.
In the last 15 years, things completely changed, and we just said to people, every feeling and emotion that you have is valid. You know, I had this discussion with Dave Smith. It was off camera. We were just driving somewhere after he came on my podcast, and he said to me, it's so important for men to call one another the P word. I'm just not saying it because I even though it's kind of
Y'all hear what she's saying, bro? She called it like it is. Let me rewind this so y'all can hear it.
Not valid. I have to check myself, check my sisters. This is the point in telling the truth, is that it
Shout
tells
out to
people,
Foreman.
no, actually, you need to regulate your emotions. I don't need to validate them. You need to regulate them. And somehow, in the last 15 years, things completely changed. And we just said to people, every feeling and emotion that you have is valid. You know, I had this discussion with Dave Smith. It was off camera. We were just
That's why they be saying, like, America is soft.
driving somewhere after he came on my podcast. And he said to me, it's so important for men to call one another the P word. And I'm just not saying it because I even though it's kind of a cat word, you know, cat, you know? And he said, growing up, it's very important for men to say that, like, stop being a little P word, stop being a little P word. And he said, the reason is because it signals to other men that this behavior that you're doing right now is not acceptable. It challenges them to be men. It says to them, like, you need to be stronger, you need to be more assertive, and they need to hear that. They need to call each other names and call each other, you know, gay and whatever it is, because it signals to them that the tribe is not going to accept this sort of behavior. And I very much believe in that. And it is the same manner that when I am dealing with my children, I don't tell them every feeling they have is valid. The other weekend, actually a week ago, rather, we have this thing in Tennessee. My little 3-year-old boy.
She actually lives around me, which is crazy.
Was terrified of ladybugs. Now, you might be thinking this, by the way, I should put this in perspective to make him look a little tougher than he is. It's not because ladybugs are not like when you live in Connecticut. In Tennessee, we get a season where they swarm, right? A swarm of, it's basically an infestation. As soon as it starts to get cold, there is nothing that is cute and innocent after there's 3,000 of them suddenly around your house. It's truly nothing. I mean, a swarm of anything is just always bad. And so because there were so many, my 3-year-old son was just so upset about this and was like, I don't like ladybugs. I don't like ladybugs. And I said to him, stop it. You're not allowed to be afraid of ladybugs. You know, this is like this easiest way that you can say, or the kindest way you can say to a 3-year-old, man up. I said, your sister is not afraid of ladybugs. You're not allowed to be afraid of ladybugs. And this week, he's not afraid of ladybugs. And suddenly we're picking up the ladybugs. I mean, we have to understand that this culture that we have fostered over the last 15 years is not working. Okay. These kids are privileged. They've never been told no. They're whiny. They're bratty. So yes, condemn them, ridicule them because their parents have failed them. And that is all that I want to say about that topic before we get into Melania.
I'm not going to say that, but shout out to Candace Owens for speaking her mind. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Marcus Chapman. I see you in the comments. Hey, Marcus Chapman, we got 200,000 and 214,000 views on this video. Shout out to everybody that's been hitting the likes. Y'all trying to stop hitting the likes. Why y'all trying to play me? Hit the hearts. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for doing that, though.
Trump dance. But first, I got to tell you about Goldco.
I can't wait to hear what she got to say about Melania, bro.
Get your copy of the 2025. This woman is a yay, okay? I got to watch the midterm election results with her. I was the closest I've ever been to Melania Trump, and I had a little conversation with her. She's absolutely brilliant. She speaks like 9 languages, but she gives the press nothing, just nothing. And so they write.
Yeah, you notice that? She gives them nothing. Just like, oh, I'm beautiful. Deal with that. Like, she ain't saying nothing to nobody. Shout out to Melanie.
All these stories about her. I think she is like a secret weapon in the White House. Truly, I hope that she is always the one that's in Trump's ear because she has very good instincts about people and she stays away from people that she doesn't trust. All women are like this, by the way. We have very good gut instincts about people, and she's always kind of looking out for her husband, and you just get a sense from her. I guess the best way to describe it, she's very Eastern European. Like, she just has this, she's just cool in a way. Like, she just is very cool and very reserved and very classy, and she is not going to be in your face.
Yeah, I see what you say. You said, Nova says, so super chat, why he a liar? Nova says, shout out to Marcus Chapman.
Oh, hi, I love you. You're so great. It's not going to happen. She doesn't have the fakeness in her. She suffers from realness, just from being so real. The press hates her. She's got to suffer for it, okay? So I just loved this. This is absolutely amazing, and it just really speaks to her character. So there is this custom, in case you're not aware of it, that essentially the president-elect is supposed to come and sit down with the current president in the Oval Office, and then at the same exact time, the First Lady is supposed to be hosting the to-be First Lady, and they're supposed to have tea, and they take a cheesy little picture, and it's like, oh, we love each other, even though, like, obviously they don't love each other at all, particularly in a circumstance like today. Well, Melania Trump has said no to tea. She has said, no, thank you. I will not be sitting down for tea with you. And I just love this because somebody in her camp spoke out to the New York York Post. And this is the exact quotation that they gave them. They just said, "She ain't going." She ain't going. A source familiar with Melania Trump told the Post. And I love this because why should she have to go? And these are the reasons that she listed. She listed because her husband, as in Jill Biden's husband, Joe Biden himself, authorized, which he was allowed to do as the president, he authorized the FBI to raid Mar-a-Lago, to go through her home and to snoop through her underwear drawer and humiliate them because they just wanted to get Trump. She lives there. Her son lives there. She watched her son have to, what's going on? Suddenly being raided by the FBI, a former president and first lady needing to be raided. I mean, it's an absolute nonsense. So you did this. You snooped through her underwear drawer. I mean, the quotation that the person gave to the New York Post is, quote, "Jill Biden's husband authorized the FBI snooping through her underwear drawer. The Bidens are disgusting." Okay? Jill Biden is not someone Melania needs to meet, the source added. I mean, where is the gangster music? Seriously, she's just amazing for this because that is how any woman would feel after watching what he allowed his Department of Justice to put them through over the last 4 years. First and foremost, you stole the election in 2020, so you took her house.
Think about the stress that they were probably under, that the Bidens did. It's crazy.
She was living in the White House. You took that. You weren't.
You want to sit down with me and have tea? You have lost your mind.
Supposed to be there. He then had to go out and win 3 times, okay, to get it back. He had to go out and win 3 times to be able to move them back into their home at the White House. Then, because you're salty, you authorize the DOJ to essentially harass them, and everywhere, by the way. I mean, Letitia James up in New York, they have gone through nonstop harassment over the next 4 years, hoping that they would harass them into silence and into compliance, trying to stop Trump from running again, because they knew, of course, that they didn't legitimately win in 2020, so they wanted to prevent him from running in 2024, right? If you can't beat him the first time, what makes you think you're going to be able to beat him the second time? And so for Melania to say, you know what, I'm not okay with this, is so great. And beyond that, another reason that has been listed by some sources is they are saying that Melania was very suspicious.
Shout out to Jason G.
When Jill Biden called her following Donald Trump's assassination attempt. Apparently, Joe Biden called Melania, and she said she was so sorry about it. But a couple of days before it, she was...
Shout out to KP Nation. And Pervy Sage 199 said, "Make mental asylums great again."
On air, calling Trump evil, calling him a liar, and essentially doing what I believe is soft signaling to psychopaths that they can harm her husband. What is it? I hate when the press removes themselves from the result of their words. You know, they get up on there and they're like, he's evil. He's literally Hitler. If he gets into the White House, then all will be lost. He's going to take away our tomorrows. He's a murderer. He's vindictive. He's a rapist. And then someone goes out and goes, okay, I think I'm gonna be a hero if I kill this literally Hitler person. And then all of a sudden the press goes, oh no. Jill Biden gets to say, oh no, I know I said your husband was evil and a dictator 2 days ago, but we never would have wanted Matthew Crooks to shoot him. As if, whatever, goodbye, get out of my face. Thank you, Melania Trump. I just think this is such a...
Shout out to Melania Trump. You get a thug life. Shout out to you. Like, yeah, we ain't playing that, Jill Biden. We ain't about to be having no tea party, and you done sent the FBI at me. Like, we ain't doing that. Like, shout out to her. Stand your ground.
G move, you know what I mean? Like, she is just not someone who's going to be fake. And so Melania Trump, we just give it to you. Honestly, she wins all the awards today. Okay, so what else is the left absolutely having a meltdown about? Well, Donald Trump has announced his plans to abolish the Department of Education, something I have been begging for since I hit the public sphere. I have been saying in my book, I have a whole section in Blackout about the Department of Education and how it has just been an abject failure. Here is Trump saying he's going to shut it down. Take a listen.
And one other thing I'll be doing very early in the administration is closing up the Department of Education in Washington, D.C., and sending all education and education work and needs back to the states. We want them to run the education of our children because they'll do a much better job of it. You can't do worse. We spend more money per pupil by 3 times than any other nation, and yet we're absolutely at the bottom. We're one of the worst. So you can't do worse. We're going to end education coming out of Washington, D.C. We're going to close it up. all those buildings all over the place, and you have people that in many cases hate our children. We're going to send it all back to the states. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I don't think the Department of Education should be
Yo, he about to save this country so much money. It's going to be ridiculous.
receiving $60 billion every single year, given the results of the education that they have been mandating to students. But there are some people, of course, who are already trying to signal to others that they should be fearful. And one such person is Bakari Sellers. I've actually debated him along many, many moons ago, I think on like MSNBC. He is this attorney, political commentator, also served in the South Carolina House of Representatives from 2006 to 2014. Look at his tweet here in response to this. He writes, Trump just said he's going to eliminate the Department of Education. He didn't give you a how or what happens with the necessary funding for your children that come department. He just gonna put locks on the doors. Y'all voted for these next 4 years. Oh, yeah, actually, that's exactly what I voted for. So I tweeted this back at him. I said, yeah, this is exactly what I voted for. The Department of Education has been an abject failure since its inception in
Look at them views that she be getting on tweets. That is crazy. It said, yes, this is exactly what I voted for. The Department of Education has been an abject failure since its inception in 1970. It is systematically making students dumber each generation. You likely know this since you are currently appealing to mid-wits who will wrongfully assume that abolishing federalized education means no more access to school. Either that or you yourself wrongly believe that to be so and are unwittingly proving why it ought to be abolished. Then we rank so low in education. Like we need to get rid of the Department of Education, bro. I'm with it.
1970, I meant to write 1979. It is systematically making students dumber each generation. You likely know this since you are currently appealing to midwits who will wrongly assume that abolishing federalized education.
Hey, y'all, I got to do something real quick. Like somebody calling me, like I got to handle this call. And it's a real important call. Can y'all like hit the notification bell? I'm about to like re-go live. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go live like right after this. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody that's been rocking with me. Appreciate y'all.